Okay, we're just going to get started in just 1 minute. And so Ken is obviously out of the country. They're in Ireland, and I'm going to be running the new brand partner training tonight. It's going to be recorded. It's actually being recorded right now on YouTube, and so we're going to be sharing a couple different very insightful things. I'm going to be bouncing between a couple different PowerPoints because he uses one specifically for the brand partner training, but I want to go over kind of what we're talking about today. So we're going to go over a couple different things. So be sure to text your people, make sure that they get on, they understand what we're doing right now, because this is absolutely massive if you understand the opportunity that we have. And so I'm going to be highlighting some things so people understand where they get this information, where they can get all the details and everything else. And I'm actually just lining this up to make sure I got everything set up here. And there we go, close that out, there we go. So the best thing is, again, for us is that we are creating basically a pattern for success for all the stuff that we're doing. Most importantly, all the things that we're putting together is to really help you get your new people launched ASAP. So if you're brand new, welcome. We're super excited to be partnered with you. But really the biggest part to this is when you look at how we're actually building teams and how we're growing people. We want everything to be very duplicatable. So there's a process that every Monday night people can get on a brand partner training and they can learn what to do, how to do it. And in case you didn't know, I'm Gregg Warmbier. My wife actually is going to be helping me in the back office, actually with making sure that people get on if they need to be muted. But I'm going to be running the meeting tonight. Let me go over this real quick, make sure I make her co-host. And so the part that we have actually been a part of the business now for actually a little over 3 years, and have had great success. The biggest parts of this is we're just getting started. So compared to a lot of the other people that we're partnered with, we feel like we're little babies. And we've had some great success. We've never had this kind of success in this industry ever. So our background, once again, I'm a business consultant I was a business consultant working with businesses for over 30 years, helping them save money in their operating expenses and put in creative marketing. And then 10 years, last 10 years, me basically working a job. I was working for a digital marketing company, specifically helping those companies get online, everything else. And I dealt with business owners all the time and all the frustrations of business. And the thing I love about this we're going to share tonight is that you can get started for such a small amount and build massive residual income. And we're going to talk more about that. So I'm going to get started real quick with a couple things that I want to make sure you understand. Today's basically it's new brand partner training, but it is a team training that we're doing. And so the one thing that I want to make sure you understand is that really we're part of the This Is It team. And then we're Believers for Life is basically within the This Is It team. So we're at a smaller community within Believers, or within This Is It team, so that we can all work together and basically work in one formation. So if you think about, again, I always think if you got one big country, right? You got one big country like the United States, and then we basically have 50 different states, and each of them are run a little bit differently for how we do this. So, but the part that I want you to really think about is, once again, what is your role? Your role is to be a student, learning from a mentorship standpoint, what to do, how to do it, and then you're going to be able to mentor other people. But these platforms are all put together to help people. So we're part of, obviously, the This Is It team. So our sponsors are Ken and Diana Burke. They got sponsored by Joyce and Wayne, and then who's got sponsored by Matt and Kim Curtis, who's not in this picture, and then Steve and Gina Merritt. This is my wife and I. Basically, we're last year, a year ago, literally at the Dallas LifeWave annual convention, the 20-year convention they had, and this is one of the VIP parties that they had, which is very, very cool. But this is going to, this year, it's going to be blown away. So for those of you that are new, we're going to go through what's the process, what's the system, and really I want to start with, more importantly than anything else, is do you understand what you have a hold of? So what I'm going to do is actually share that information with you. Brendan Duplessis has been such a phenomenal leader that he actually has put this stuff together, and I got to find it now. So give me a second, because I'm not used to being between a couple different PowerPoints. A second. And so bear with me for 1 second, because I'm so used to doing everything all on one. But he's got everything loaded into Canva, which is great. So I'm going to go through this real quick, just spend maybe 5-10 minutes on really, do you understand, what you've got a hold of? Because this is really something that I don't think we still understand what we've got a hold of. If you understand the opportunity we have is absolutely massive. Now let me stop sharing and go back here so I can actually see what I'm doing here. I love when it does that. No. Well, it's fine. So anyway, so with this, and if everybody can, when they get on, they can mute yourselves, that'd be great, because I want to get through this pretty quickly. But really, do you know what's in your hands? Do you understand how powerful this amazing technology is? I mean, my whole life is different today because of a product that's changed my life physically, mentally, financially, in huge ways. And so that's the thing we're going to talk about tonight. So we're going to talk a little bit more about how to forward this. That's something I've never used Canva. It's always been very interesting. If there's a way, there we go. I think it's down here. There we go. So once again, so David Schmidt, as you know, has got over 200 patents. He's a scientist and inventor specializing in age reversing. And in 2008, we mentioned in presentations that he focuses attention on stem cell research. So really, this is arguably the greatest regenerative wellness technology of our lifetime. This really is a life-changing innovation in regenerative health. It's not just a product, it's a scientific breakthrough. Once again, we talk about that's changing lives around the globe. It's a global shift if we think about it, about healing and longevity. I got people that literally, that's what they're doing. I was just talking with, I got just attorney signed up. He signed it. He's basically got a guy who has about 100 different chiropractic offices around the country. And he's very interested in talking with us about how he can utilize this for reverse aging for his clients. And really part of a movement. And that's the thing you have to think about, is that really the LifeWave company itself is the fastest growing network in the world. And we'll talk more about that. And this is a team is the fastest growing team, in the entire world. So again, we went from 20 million to 650 million in the past 4 years. 2 years Bravo Growth Award, which is the ratings they do for companies on the direct selling news on really who is the fastest growing companies, gets this Bravo Growth Award. We've won it 2 years in a row. We're about to win it again, because we're basically going to go over 1 million this year. So a 3,000% increase since 2020, open in 80 countries. And it's not a Me Too product like most companies. And we talk about a blue ocean product. What they mean by that is, like, you think about all the competition for all these things, the CBDs, essential oils, the vitamins, the supplement. It was just like so many people doing that, weight loss and skincare and all this kind of stuff. There's so much competition. That's a red ocean. You got these sharks, everybody's trying to eat each other. Everybody's trying to take the clients from the other people and everything else. Why is ours better? Everything else. But when we talk about a stem cell activation patch, it's like we're in a blue ocean. There's no competition. There's nobody out there, and we're just catching fish all day long because people are like, how do I get that? Like the guy today, he goes, well, I hope it'll help with my hip and my knee and everything else. I said, it's going to. I guarantee. I can't guarantee anything, but I'm telling him, but based upon what he told me and the challenge he has, we've seen it like every single time, help people. So to go over this, once again, we talk about, proprietary patent project. That's an alliteration. That's 3 P's in a row. So it's got the triple P, highly consumable, little no competition, solid company performance, proven duplicatable system. And we talk about win again, win some more. That's really what it is. So once again, we get free training and support. We're not charging you for this. This is something that you basically can get on. The way you got to treat this, and I heard a video the other day from a guy who said, I charge people $10,000 for this training that I'm going to do on this video. He said, now imagine you writing me a check or give me your credit card and I just charge $10,000. How much would you pay attention? Would you be taking notes? Right? That's the way you got to treat the trainings that we do. So every time that we do, that Ken does a training, anytime that Steve and Gina do a training, anytime this is a team does a training, we're taking notes like crazy because we want to make sure that people understand that this is very, very powerful, and you want to make sure that you're doing that. Treat this like a professional business, and you'll get professional results, if you know what I mean. So again, strong leadership culture, which is huge. Steve and Gina Merritt, massive builders in this industry. We're very blessed to have people that have a huge heart, that really have compassion, and they make it free for everybody. They could charge for the website. They could charge for the training tools, everything else. And they do 2 basic functions a year, one in January, one in August. That's it. A lucrative pay structure. OMG. I mean, I tell people all the time, if you understand the pay structure on this, you can make money like this. And we're going to talk about how to make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in the next 3 weeks. And we're going to talk about that and cutting edge innovation of the future. So this is really the parts of this. I'm going to finish on a couple of things, but there's a guy that actually from the Stuart Johnson from the Direct Selling News, he goes, you got the right company, the right leadership, the right field leadership, the right products, the right system, the right timing, all of it at LifeWave. But we have everything you need in place. It's just a matter of applying this and introducing this to people. Because when you introduce to people, people say, I'm interested. And that's really what it is. Is everybody gonna do it? No. Are there some people who do it later? Yeah, some people may not never do it. But you'll find more people than you will with any other type of product you've ever had. If you don't believe me, try selling a supplement. Try that. We did that for decades, and literally, yeah, didn't really work. So 85% of people are unhappy, change what they do. 6 million Americans live paycheck to paycheck. We can dream again. You're not stuck in a box. Now you can do it by working together, team, and you have the freedom to dream again. To me, I want to emphasize this because I want you to understand we're going to go over some things today, talking about some things that are going on right now that you can utilize and get things rocking and rolling very, very quickly. So we're going to play a couple quick videos in a minute because I want you to understand that. But really, how do you succeed? You got to have a purpose. You got to have definitive goals, a definite plan of action, have belief. Once again, have courage, confidence, persistency, determination. This is all big, big, big. I know I'm going over this very, very fast, but if you have the belief and you have the desire, it's a done deal. When you have the desire to win and you believe in what you're doing, it's a done deal because it comes out in your talk, it comes out in everything you do. I've had people go, well, you're obviously, pretty excited about this. I said, you have no idea. This will keep me up at night because again, I'm more excited now than I was 3 years ago when we got started, right? So, and I was pretty fired up when I had no pain, right? When you're paying free for 3 years and life things are booming, you're living your dreams is pretty cool. So basically, do you want this? Because you're the variable. You can casually impact or deeply impact, and that's really deciding on what you want to do. And like this guy here, we're going for the prize. We're helping people get to the top of the chart, and that's what we want to do. I'll finish on this last thing. Is this right here? This is what we're going to talk about tonight. This launch plan, a 21-day game plan to basically help you succeed in business. Period. So if I could put together a structure for you that's duplicatable, that's teaching people how to get going out of the gate and start having success right out of the gate where they're making thousands of dollars potentially, and I would say potentially, their very first month, that's what we did. Our very first month, we basically replaced the biggest pack income. We paid about $1,800 plus tax and shipping, whatever it was, for everything that we got. We made that money back in 2.5 weeks, and within the first month, we made almost $3,000. So I tell people all the time, this is the exact same game plan that we did, and now they got it launched in a very specific way. And so you're going to want to download this from Believers for Life, and then we're going to talk about this right now, and then we're going to go back to this and talk about where you can access this information and everything else. So let me stop sharing this and start sharing the other parts. But I'm hoping you're getting the vibe of what I'm talking about here. This is not a little thing. This is absolutely huge. So what we did is we did a training today. We basically talked about obviously the cruise coming up for people that want to run, and how do we get people on the cruise with these double points that are going on. And so if you're brand new, you want to talk to the person actually to talk about how to get started. But this 21-day fast start is what we're going to be talking about today. So this is what we're talking about here, and then we're going to be talking about these power of these three-way calls, because this is how you ignite and get launched very, very quickly. So a couple of things that we recommend. But the most important part to this is that when you actually understand the power behind this, this is the most duplicatable thing I've ever seen. Because when you understand having the sheet in front of you is what we're going to do. So I'm going to play a video from Andy Hosier. Andy and Mandy basically launched this. Basically, Steve and Gina talked about, once again, what they're going to do when they launch the new compensation plan being launched like next month. So they said, well, what can we put together? And Andy and Mandy said, let's not wait. Let's put a 21-day fast start going. So I'm going to play the first 7 minutes of the 7-8 minutes of this. So pay attention, take notes, and really understand how powerful this tool is. So let me play this real quick, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So here you go.
What if I could simplify everything that we do? When somebody says, I want to be a brand partner, what do I do next? I think back to times when I'm coaching people, or maybe a teammate is coaching people and they do an amazing job, or maybe, what if we could just help our team teach people better? And so it was really kind of inspired by just a simple philosophy that we call the 21-day fast start. Now, many of you might be familiar with like manager, director, senior director, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I love that Carrie was sharing. In fact, I remember the day when Carrie and I were joking around about wear it and share it. Just this simple concept. Well, sometimes a simple idea can be a game changer. And that's why I felt so compelled when Danny and I were talking about, I just feel so empowered with this simple idea. So here's the concept, is when I am able to sit down with a brand new teammate or somebody that's about to become a new brand partner, and they say, what exactly do I do? And for me, I'm finding a lot of confidence just being able to pull out a sheet that walks them through their first 21 days. If you know, this is a guide or a roadmap. I like to refer to it as a treasure map, actually, because I'm going to show you the benefit and the value of how this program could just help help people faster, like Dusty and Lacey Dale or Rachel. I mean, they're helping a lot of people. What if we could help people faster? Congrats, Diane. You know, same thing. Is a lot of people on this call. We're helping a lot of people, but what if I could help them faster? So if we could just simplify everything. So here's how simple it is I took out a sheet of paper and I said, okay, what if I had today's day, 21 days, right? Just 3 weeks. And then who do you know that you're most excited to share this with? So I'm helping a teammate. Now, I encourage you, in fact, Mandy and I, we said, let's do this ourselves. Let's do the 21-day fast start ourselves. That way I can turn around and teach somebody the 21-day fast start, right? So imagine I got a brand new teammate. I'm helping him organize who are the people that you're most excited to go share this with. Now, I do want to I'm going to give you some ammo here at the end. So, stick with me for just a minute. But imagine they're building their list. And now what? Well, this is when the entire success system is at our fingertips, right? As I can share my story, I can share what I'm excited about, I can invite them to learn more. This is at info. I can invite them to nationwide Zoom events. You guys just saw the Zoom schedule. Team Zoom events, like your Zoom schedule is booked for the whole week, which is just incredible. Private Zoom events. It could be small group meetings, maybe in a living room or a hotel meeting room, or it could be at Panera, at Starbucks, even all the way to private phone calls. Me, my friend, and the person he's excited to share this with. So really, we're just trying to figure out which avenue to get in front of the people that he's most excited to share this with. Now, I'm going to go back to how I'm using this form. So imagine my goal for him is within the first 48 hours. Let's take those people across the top and let's move one to the bottom. So Adam and Bill, they're going to go from a prospect. Now all of a sudden they're a new brand partner. One on his left, one on his right, or her left, her right. Now, if you notice, I'm circling core, advanced, or premium. Why? Because I'm paying attention who can rank up in the system, or number two is how is that going to impact my brand new brand partner. Now, if you notice, the rest of week one, my focus is what if I could help my brand new teammate hit manager in a week. We actually have a concept we call manager by Monday. It's just a simple idea where we go, hey, if you're getting started, let's help you hit manager by Monday. The 4 people you love and care about. You guys have heard Carrie and Diane even reference that. I mean, a lot of people, it's so impactful. Who are the first 4 people you're most excited to go share this with? Now, imagine that's week one. Now, many times we celebrate at manager, and manager is amazing, but I did notice that I think was really powerful. Rachel and Lacey Dale, they both started the opportunity in September a year ago, which is kind of amazing. They got an account, but then they started treating this like an opportunity. There was a sign up day, and then I'm going to treat this like an opportunity day, which is really cool. And so imagine, what if somebody said, okay, now my vision is expanded a little. What if I go week 2, if I have my third person left, my third person right, week 4 is my fourth, or excuse me, week 3 is my fourth person left, my fourth person right. So Danny, the intention behind this was to go beyond the minimum requirement for manager to reach for the minimum requirement for director, because we have to have 3 or more personally sponsored. Now, every once in a while, we get somebody that doesn't go on subscription. They don't renew. They forget to place an order. And so if I need 3, I really want to have 4 on my left team. And if I need 3 on my right, I really want to have 4 on my right team, because that just helps secure my business. Well, here's what we realized behind the scenes, Danny, is if I have a blueprint like this for my brand new teammate, all of a sudden, there's going to be results that are going to be generated in 21 days. And there's going to be people that are going to say, I too want to do the 21-day fast start. And so imagine across the bottom, Cindy and Dave, all of a sudden, Cindy on the left team, Dave on the right team, they go, hey, I want to do the 21-day fast start. So now we're jumping down. We're helping Cindy get her first 2 in 48 hours and her other 2 in the first week. And now Cindy's ranking up to manager and Dave's ranking up to manager. Effectively, this is kind of a fast track to director. And you guys know our compensation plan is very rewarding when we are helping people hit director. It's kind of a juggernaut in our compensation plan. Well, this is the fun part, Danny, is when I started adding up and I go, okay, so core, advanced, premium, advanced on the left, advanced, premium, core, advanced on the right. All of a sudden, I could literally use this as a way to begin to count the results. And so just in figuratively, right, we can't guarantee any income, but here's the reality is that we know that these product introduction bonuses are generated. In this scenario, my friend would generate about $1,180 in his first 21 days. And watch this, he would be generating points for the Bahamas trip. So let's say he brought on 8 premium. That's 8 points each. That's 64 points. He's going to hit manager, by the way. He's going to hit director. And in that process, he could earn as many as 89 points in 21 days. And the reality is, what if my friend brings on 8 premium orders? So $405 times 8 is over $3,200 in income. So what I realized, Danny, is it changed my posture in my conversations when I was able to call my friend Brian and say, hey, listen, I've got a blueprint here. I've got something I'm excited for you to look at, number one. Number two, I think I found a way that we could help you guys make an extra up to $3,200 and maybe earn a Bahamas incentive trip with us in February. Can we talk? And it's amazing how fast conversations are happening right now and how fast people are dialing in. So we launched this. It'll be 21 days next Wednesday. So I haven't even finished my 21-day cycle yet, but we're seeing so many people just explode momentum very quickly. We've got new managers, we've got new directors, just very quickly because the simplicity of this. Now, something else that I did want to throw in.
Hit stop and not stop sharing. But anyway, I'm going to stop it there because he goes on to a lot more, obviously, about the Bahamas cruise, everything else that we're talking about. But hopefully this is making sense to you because, again, I just started again today. So my wife and I just started again today, and we basically filled that out. So 10/13/25 is a start date, 11/3/25. So we've done this once already, and we've done it. We put basically 2 on the right within the first 48 hours. We put 2 more in basically to end that week. Actually, we had I think it would take us 8 days to do the fourth person. And then we put in the next week, put in 1 on the left, 1 on the right. The next week, we put another 1 on the left, another 1 right. And now I'm starting all over again. I've already signed up 1 today, so I've got 1 already on my left. So I've got my name in there already. So I joked around and said, okay, honey, you got to put the 1 on the right. And I'm just kidding. So, because last time I think it was 6 to 2. She did 6, I did 2. So, but it's a team effort and it's fun. And this is the best part about this is, again, if you understand this is a game changer for people who are brand new, people who are existing, is having this 21-day fast start challenge, Lily. And I'm still filling in names on here because I got people that I'm going to be signing up tomorrow. I got people who are signing up the next day. I got another one we're signing up later on. So we got all these people that basically, because we got momentum going for ourselves personally, and then all the people on our team doing the exact same thing. And when you're brand new, what do? We help them put together a list. We help them put together the names on the top here and say, okay, who are some of the people we can contact like right now? Because we want in the next 48 hours, we want to help you get that done. So the part that we're sharing with people, again, is when you understand the simplicity of this, everybody should be doing this. That's what we do.
You guys know this behind.
There we go. So, okay. So this is the form. Again, they have the one, we got the Believers for Life one. That's great. Where do you find this? You find this on the school platform for Believers for Life. So we're going to go to that in a second. But the main thing is the exact same thing here. You put in the start date, you put in the end date. So if you're starting today, which I'm going to recommend everybody does, Start today. If you're already in the middle of yours, keep going on, and we're going to want to get some follow up with the people and what they're doing. And we're going to open up in just a few minutes for some different people, kind of maybe sharing what they've been seeing, just to give you hope for what's happening. Let me share myself here. There we go. To hope for what's happening, but also how simple this is. It really is not very difficult. We want to help people get manager done ASAP. So how do we do that? We can help them get manager in a week. Manager by Monday, every week. Manager by Monday, right? So again, then fill in the names, and then the whole thing within, once again, we need 4 brand partners within the first week. Really, the first 48 hours, one left, one right. Now, if it doesn't happen right away, you might have a bunch of people, but it's going to start popping like popcorn, right? And that's what gets exciting. And then again, our goal is to help people get, manager done. But what it really does is it comes down to filling this in, like mine already. The guy who signed up today just signed up as a core. It's fine. I just want him to get started. But he is a phenomenal referral. The guy's an attorney. He's got all these massive attorneys that he knows. And he's like, I want to introduce you to all these different people. So I'm basically talking to a lot of these people this week, which is very, very cool. So I said, let's just get you started. And then we can always talk about more about the business and how it all works and stuff like that. Because he just wants to start using the product because he's got some challenges going on, right? So again, the power of the premium. This is something very, very powerful. So this is on thisisitteam.com. And when you go a little drop down, you'll see drop down for downloads. And I'm going to show you that in a minute, basically where you find this. But I want to cover this because some people go, oh, that seems like a lot of money. It's really the best bang for the buck, period. I mean, it's the best pricing out of all the things that we do. And I'll explain to you why. Because what happens is when you get started with this, you're basically going to get 20 sleeves of the X39. The second part is you're active for 90 days. So anybody who starts in October, they're covered for October, November, December. They don't have to buy anything until 2026, right? So when I tell people, they're like going, oh, okay. And then what happens is because now instead of getting it for $99, you get it for $87.50. So you save some money there. You don't have to buy anything for the next 2 months. So it saves you 2 months, which is basically another $400 plus shipping. You're going to $665.30 just by buying this one. You want to save the most amount of money, right? So that's what it is. So this is the best bang for the buck. And once again, this is for the serious entrepreneur that really wants to build it. And then the thing is, we're getting people started, and then we're upgrading in the premium or bypassing the advanced. Now, if they want to do just the advanced, is fine, but there's power in this. But the best way to promote it when you're already a premium. We signed up on the very first kit. Back then it was a diamond kit. Now it's called premium. It's the exact same thing. But basically, it's basically we signed. It was what's the biggest kit they had? If they would have had a El Deluxo, premium, I would have got that one. Because I wanted to make sure I had product in hand to lend to somebody. That's a clue. So if you might have started as a core, you might start advanced, you want to upgrade to premium as soon as you can. Because it's going to benefit you more. And when you got a bunch of product in hand, you don't mind lending somebody like the guy, Tom, that I did today. I lent him a sleeve. You didn't have to go, oh, I got only a couple of sleeves left. No, I got a bunch of sleeves. I'll say, here's a team. And then in a week from now, we're going to meet up and you give me one back, right? Boom. Same thing. So that's the big part of this. So the next part to this is that the third thing that's really kind of the convergence things going on right now is these three-way call superchargers, I call it. I mean, we already had an engine that was humming, that's moving. So imagine a Hemi engine in the Dodge Challenger, right? But what happens, like my daughter's got a Dodge Challenger, but what happens when you throw a supercharger on it? It's called a Hellcat, right? So that's what it is. You really put a big beast on it, then it becomes a Dodge Demon, whatever it is. But think about that. This now what we're doing with a video, with Steve and Gina Merritt's video. We've got a video for our team as well. Ken's going to be recording a video. We got Josh on our team. He's going to be recording a video for his team. But you basically at the presidential level and above, you can record that. If you're not that level yet, wait till you get there because you want to have credibility. But Steve and Gina Merritt, we're using this one all the time. It's a 15-minute video and it's brilliant. So the training that happened a week ago Saturday, you're going to want to take notes on this as well. And we're going to go back and answer questions on both of these. So main thing we're talking about today is, once again, do you know what we have a hold of? We're going to put together, we got 21-day challenge we not only put together, but then we're going to have you run. And then the third thing is, how are we going to fill up this thing here? We're going to leverage the people we work with, the leaders that we work with. So I'm going to play a quick video from John and Teresa Getz. They got a 95% success rate. I don't know about that, but it's pretty dang close to the 97% people that use this product. Once again, that is massive. Do you think I'm trying to play? I've got notes exactly what she says, how she says it, what they do, how they do it, because I'm implementing this with everybody on our team. It's really another arrow in the quiver, so to say. So you can say, I could show a 3-minute video, or I can basically get people on a 30-minute presentation, basically, where it's not even a presentation. They're pressing play. So listen to this, How do you contact it is going to be the first thing. And then we're going to play it again. And then we're going to play basically how we set this up for a 30-minute meeting. So pay attention to this. There's going to be 3 different quick videos. I mean, once again, one's only 30 seconds, another one's 2 minutes, and the other one's like 7 minutes long. So check this out in the next 10 minutes. This will change your life. Pay attention and take notes. Here you go.
It's simple. You just pick up the phone. I don't believe in small talk. You know, I've called people that we haven't been in contact with for 20 years, right? And just pick up the phone and I just say, hey, Bob, I'm so excited that I got a hold of you. John and I have got our hands on something super big. I don't know what you know about stem cells, but we just discovered the biggest breakthrough in the medical industry in the field of regenerative medicine ever. You and your wife need to hear this information. Hey, Bob, I'm super busy. I've got tonight at 7 or tomorrow at 8. Which one of those work? I need about 30 minutes to visit with you.
That's it. Think about that. That is a sense of urgency. You're not answering questions. You're telling them, say, hey, you've got to hear this. Now, again, I know some of you are already doing this, which is awesome, and you want to do that. The people that are having success, they're basically calling people up, say, we need to talk. When are you and your wife available? I got time tomorrow at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. What's good for you, right? And that basically, using this line here, we just discovered the biggest breakthrough in the medical industry in the field of regenerative medicine ever. That's huge. We're onto something very big. We're onto something huge, whatever words you want to use. And basically, if you can tell with the urgency in my voice, you don't want to call somebody and say, hey, Bob, it's Greg. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm super fired up. No, if you hear that, I've been alien abducted. I'm telling you right now, because we're super excited about this. So I'm going to play it again. You want to listen to this, and we got basically a script, exactly what they say, how they say it, and modify it as you need to for yourself, but make it your own. So make it your own so you basically feel comfortable. I'm actually using their exact same words. You don't have to, but I'm going to. So again, that's what I recommend. So I'm going to play this again, and then we're going to hear Steve and Gina kind of interact with them and how they specifically then get people to book a 30-minute meeting. So listen to this very carefully. Here you
go. It's simple. You just pick up the phone. I don't believe in small talk. You know, I've called people that we haven't been in contact with for 20 years, right? And just pick up the phone and I just say, hey, Bob, I'm so excited that I got a hold of you. John and I have got our hands on something super big. I don't know what you know about stem cells, but we just discovered the biggest breakthrough in the medical industry in the field of regenerative medicine ever. You and your wife need to hear this information. Hey, Bob, I'm super busy. I've got tonight at 7 or tomorrow at 8. Which one of those work? I need about 30 minutes to visit with you. That's it.
Now, so they're setting up another phone call. Am I right?
Yeah.
Is it
it could be a Zoom, Steve. It could be, most of ours are phone calls. I have a lot of people that like to do them by Zooms, and it can be belly to belly. So anyway,
I like phone calls too, because you can do them a lot anywhere. A lot of times Zooms, you're not in a perfect spot. So I love this. But guys, now you use it in your own personality, but whatever it is, she said stem cells, she's onto, I love the same thing that I say, they say, we're onto something big. You can't make this sound like some mom and pop little teeny thing that nobody's making any money.
That's right.
She says she's onto something big. So now you've booked the appointment and you suggest a little bit like, what's best for you? Maybe you said that. I'm sorry, I was listening.
Yeah, what's better for you? I've got tonight at 7 or tomorrow at 8. I always
you see how she doesn't say what's good for you. She's suggesting, she's giving you the times right there.
She told him she was busy. So
yeah, she said
you give them the times, and you don't ask them, hey, do you want to hear about this? You don't do that. You just tell them they need to hear about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You love them. You want to hear
I love this, everybody, because everyone got this. I mean, we're expecting, before you even came on, remember what I said? John and Teresa expect them to get in. You can't get 95%.
And she didn't say, are you interested?
No.
She said, you've got to hear this. Are you available tonight at 7 or tomorrow at 8? I need 30 minutes of your time. I'm busy. This is the time I got. I love it.
Okay.
I love it because Teresa doesn't have any open-ended questions when she asks him.
Yes.
She goes with statements, no open-ended questions.
Right.
Where they have to
You got us. You called us. Let's just say you called us. We said, okay, we're ready to go tonight. Okay.
Okay.
Let's walk us through. What are we gonna do?
All right. So tomorrow or tonight, we're gonna call at the appointed time. And if it's a husband and wife, I'm saying, I want you both to be here. You got to hear this, guys. This is a game changer.
So I paused the video there because I want you to understand this is a game changer. So when you talk to people about this product, we're changing lives. I mean, we had a great testimonial earlier today from Rose Barfield talking about, once again, how her life slowly changed. I'm fighting back tears, Lily. I'm still getting emotional just thinking about how lives are being changed. So when you're talking to people about this, they got to understand they don't know what we know. So we got to share with them with urgency and a passion for what it is. So really the very first thing is, once again, saying, again, Men and I have, come across, got our hands on, discovered the biggest breakthrough in the, medical industry in the field of regenerative medicine. If you can tell, ever, and you can tell I'm still learning this. I'm still, once again, because I want to use the words because I love what they say, how they say it. There's little clues to why they're getting 95% success rate, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to basically now go the next step. Now we're going to set up the meeting. What do we do? The first thing is you got the husband and wife on the call. Now you could do a Zoom. I did this with a Zoom with the other person the other day. And Lily, I said, instead of me going over stuff and taking an hour, I'm going to save you some time. We're going to watch a video for 15 minutes. And I clicked Steve and Gina Mayer. I edified them, talked about how successful they are. Once again, so you're going to hear from them. And I said, get ready because they're fired up. Hope you got a cup of coffee right now. But again, why don't you hear this? And then we're going to answer some questions when we get done. Right? It's very simple. You can do it belly to belly with somebody. Like today, the guy that was going to do the attorney, I was going to show him the 15-minute video, but I thought to myself, his phone's blowing up and all this kind of stuff. He's not paying attention. I said, let's just get him signed up. And then we can go through the details later. But now I want you to listen. Now they're basically setting up a 30-minute meeting. They're doing, in this case, they're doing an 18-minute video, but we're using a 15-minute video from Steve and Gina. And then from using that 15-minute video, now you're going to engage your upline. You're going to engage Ken, you're going to engage me, Mena, whoever your team is that you're working with. If you get someone else that you're working with, you want to engage them to basically be ready for that call. Say, hey, I got someone at 2:00. Like we got one at 9:00 tonight. We got someone at 2:00 that we're going to be playing the video for. So will you be available at, in this case, like 2:12, a little after 2:10, right? So then you say, yeah, I'm available. I'll say, Greg, I'm available. Great. Let's get you on there. So then they're going to call me at 2:10 and say, okay, they're watching the video. They'll be done in just a couple minutes, and I'm going to introduce you. So now listen to how they do this and how they lead us up, because this is huge, guys. I mean, this is we've done this before. We've done all these different things. It's like a convergence of all these amazing things that we're already doing, put it together in a 30-minute meeting and having people say, I'm in, right? It's very, very cool. So here's the next video.
Once we get them on the phone, I have an 18-minute video that I use. I wanted to shorten the curve, you guys. I decided I needed to disseminate the information. And so I have a video. Steve and Gina have a video. Scott and Renita, use your upline leaders video. And it's 18 minutes, and it paints the picture of what we've got, what we have our hands on. It talks about the product, David, everything that we need, and then about the business. Mm-hmm. And you want to show them both. Because if you don't lay out the buffet, if you don't put out the smorgasbord and you just talk product, well, you're not going to have anybody that wants to build the business, and they wouldn't even know. So you have to show the product and the business, and then they can decide what's best for them. So when I call you, Steve and Gina, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to text you something real quick. I want you to open that. I'm going to be right here. I want you to open that and watch that. I don't want to talk in between because there's some powerful information in there. It's 18 minutes long, and then I'll answer your questions at the end. And the thing that I like about doing this is, guess what? We have a video 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I've got people in South Africa showing the video, and their leader is doing what we call a connect call or a three-way. Yeah. And so, yeah, we still use Zooms. We still plug into all the Zooms, right? We still plug into everything. But this is another tool in your toolbox that you have available. You have Steve and Gina's video 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Guess what? If that person's available now, let's do it. Let's not wait till Thursday. You guys, the reason we don't send the video, I don't know when they watched it, if they watched it. It doesn't really show I cared about them. I just sent them that and hope that maybe they're going to be interested. No, I want to show them I really, truly care and love about them. And then I immediately can do a connect call, a three-way call with somebody in my upline that's successful to do what? Edify me, I edify them, then I'm quiet during that three-way call. You let the person you're connecting with do all the talking, because if you start interrupting them, you just took their expertise away. You let them be the expert. And what does that three-way call, or we call it a connect, do? It gives third-party validity, credibility. It lets them see that they're going to get help, that there's a bigger picture, and it shortens the curve. You guys, if you send the video to somebody, guess what? Now you've got to go chase them to figure out when they watched it. Now you're texting, calling, have you watched it? Did you look at the information, right? So, and it's all about when I do a connect call, it's not about me talking. It's about me asking a few questions, telling them how honored I am to meet them. I'm so excited. Jay and Amy told me all about you. I couldn't wait to meet you. And I get the best part. I get a call you a new friend, hopefully, and find out what did you see in that video that caught your attention or interested you the most. And then I'm quiet and they start to talk. So I'm just going to tell you what we found out in all these years of the industry. People are people. And if you tell them you're bringing someone on, they're going to go, oh, no, 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 no. They think you're bringing in the closer. Well, guess what? I can't close you. I can't close you. I don't know you, right? I don't know their friend. They don't know me or trust me. So I say at 17 minutes. Oh, and let me set this whole thing up. So Jay and Amy text me and say, Teresa, we're showing Bob tonight at 7 o'clock. Are you or John available for a connect call? And I want 2 to 3 sentences about Bob. He's got a sickness or disease. He's money motivated. He's entrepreneurial, what he does for a living. I want to connect with Bob, right? And then Jay and Amy are going to text me and say, video started. Why do we do that? So we know the appointment stuck, right? Mm-hmm. Then I know in 17 minutes, the phone's going to be ringing. So they're calling me before the video's even over. And guys, here's what I tell our people to say. I say, you guys just say this. I am so excited. Bob, you've got to be as excited as I was the first day I saw that. That information was absolutely incredible. We don't know what we don't know. And guess what? I've got my good friend and business partner, John or Teresa, on the phone, and they said they couldn't wait to meet you and are just here to answer any questions you might have. Teresa, are you on the phone? Hey, I am. So then they go and edify Bob. They edify me and they say, Bob, this is Teresa. Teresa, this is Bob. And a lot of times they interrupt and Bob will say, Teresa, it's so nice to meet you. It happens all the time. They're excited to get their questions answered. You guys, nobody has in the world what we have. We have something so special with this and so life-changing. Everybody needs this. Everybody needs this. They don't know it until we show them they need it. So once we get all their questions answered and I've edified their leader and there's no more questions, I say, Bob, I am so excited that Jay and Amy have shared this with you. They are incredible people. You already know that. You know that they have a love and a passion and a servant heart to help others. They're going to get you started right away. Wherever you're comfortable. I cannot wait to hear your testimony on the product. And on all the calls lately, I can't tell you how many people we have got enrolled to come to the event. I always mention the big event. Guys, we have 19 days left until the big event. Keep pushing. It's the last few people that you get in those seats that end up being your biggest builders. Don't think it's too short a notice to get people to this event, to get there to Sunday to hear Steve and Gina's training. It's a big deal. And so then we do what you and Gina do. We have applications printed out. So I always say, have an application on your desk so you can get their information. They saw the 3 packages, and I call it good, better, best. Look, if you want to dip your toe, here's this one. If you want to open the comp plan and you want enough for you and your wife, I suggest at least this one. And if you're an all-in person like my husband and I, and you want to build something big and you see the power and you're like me, you want the best price, I'd go to the route at the top. I'd take the premium. And so that's what we did. We just get them started. But I tell my people they have to ask for the sale. They just did everything perfect. Now they have to not be afraid. I always say to them, so how do you see yourself getting started? Don't say, do you want to get started today? No, they can answer that yes or no. So how do you see yourself getting started? That's a question that they have to answer. But I want to tell you something else we like to say is, and I'll usually have a piece of paper, especially if I'm in front of them, with them at the top and a leg on the right and the left. And I say, hey, I know as you were watching that information, you were thinking of 3 or 4 people, weren't you? And they say, yeah, okay, what's their name? And they always pause for a minute, like, I'm going to know them or something. I may know just their first name. Well, I was thinking about my mom, Betsy. Tell me about Betsy. Do you think we could get this in front of Betsy today? So we already get them going towards that, out of the gate in 48 or left and right by Monday night.
That's a drop the mic. Boom. Once again, it's really understandable that if you hear this for the first time, you're like, wow, that seems like a lot. But when you hear it and you start doing it, things started happening. So I'm hoping, let me see if I can see if David's on here. He was on here a minute ago. David lived in. Are you still on here, David? Are you able to talk for a second? Because I want you to share what just happened the other day. So we set this up. They set up the exact same thing, and they basically sent the video, and then obviously they got me on the line. So you want to tell them what happened?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I did was exactly the way it was scripted. I told my friend that I've got
and he's gone. he just ejected, so he'll be back on in a second. I'll say, is Amy out here? Maybe she'll share. Either the internet went out or he forgot to charge his phone. I don't know, something. Hopefully be back up, but if not, I'll tell you what it is. So as soon as he comes back on, then I'll let him share. But he basically said, "Hey, Greg, we got this person that basically she told me a little bit about her, the situation that it was, and then basically said she's looking at the product. Well, I found out that she was actually part of the school where my daughters went to school. So as soon as she mentioned Manatee School for the Arts, I went, oh, wait a minute. I said, my daughters both. What's your last name? I said, Warmbier. I said, but Sophia and Isabella. She goes, oh my gosh, I know those names. I said, yeah, Warmbier is kind of a unique name. And so we just had commonality. We started talking about this, and my daughter graduated in 2020. So they had a cardboard cutout of the professor, and we started talking about all these different, different things, and just creating that, just connecting, trying to connect with the person, get to know them a little bit, what kind of questions can I answer for you? Well, how does this work? And how's that work? And how's it about this? And talk to you about a couple different things. And then literally said, the exact same line. I said, obviously they talked about the core package, which is basically, the 3 sleeves, to do that. I said, that's for someone who just want to be able to tip their toe in the water, just want to try the product. The advanced package is one for people that really want to save money and really maybe build a business. And the premium is one that we did. We recommend it if you say, hey, I want to build a big business. Hey, David, you back?
I'm back. Hopefully.
Yes. So I'll finish up real quick. And they said, and so then I asked the question, so how do you see yourself getting started? And she goes, well, I think I could start, let me start with the smaller pack, the core pack. Is that okay? I'm like, fantastic. In fact, David and Amy will take your information, blah, blah, blah. So go ahead, tell them how you landed up again.
Yeah, so that's exactly how we did it. What we did was we sent them, our friend a video of Gregg and Minna, and then after they watched it, then actually it was miraculous. I got Gregg and Minna on the call, and then Gregg and they said earlier, I edified Gregg and Minna, very successful. They've been at this for quite some time now. They've done really well. They've helped hundreds, maybe thousands of people around the globe do this. So it really set the stage for that. And then, of course, Gregg then edified me and Amy, and then they talked about the big business that we have going on. And so from there, Gregg, as he said earlier, took it from there and said, we have different places where you can start in terms of the product and different packages. And then our friend said, you know what, I'm comfortable. Let's do the core package. And so Gregg then gave it back to us again. Says, you know what, that's great. I'm going to give it back to David and Amy. They're going to take your information. And we had an application with us. And so we just followed that application process with them over the phone. And we set up the order for them right away. So we were able to, and by the way, having that form is so much more effective, because if you send them to the site, they kind of get lost. So I just want to kind of iterate that it really helps to just kind of walk them through, take the information on the application, and then go from there, because there's so many different things that they can get into, different packages and different products. There's just a lot of things going on in there. So we just simply stick to something that's very duplicatable, and we take the information just as we're going step by step through the application.
Yep.
And so they started, and they're on this call. Actually, we've got 2 or 3 people on this call right now. Mm-hmm. Brand new brand partners. They're actually on this Zoom call right now.
Fantastic. And then, of course, Amy texted me, said that was the easiest sign up. Thank you, Gregg. and that's really what it is. And it's like, so for us, it's not about just getting, so my goal is to help people move forward. I want to patch the world, right? So we want people to experience this patch. So that's really what it is. So when we're talking to people, we're like, why delay? Let's get you started. It's a 30-day money back guarantee, no risk involved. Let's just get you started. Boom. What, in this case, it says, how do you see yourself getting started? Quiet, zip it. And then they'll answer. So the part that I want you to understand is that there's a whole system behind this, because we want to help your friends. We want to help your family. We want to help the people that are your neighbors and your cousins and whoever else, right? And people that you know and people that they know. And it starts growing exponentially. So the last part of this that I want to share with you again is I'm going to share this very, very quickly, because I want you to understand that really is, like I said, a convergence of three different things. So we have the video that we utilize for our team. Say, hey, utilize this one. I always suggest using Steve and Gina Merritt. Why? Because their video is phenomenal. But again, if you want people to get on the phone, you can say, hey, by the way, the person that was in the video, Mena, who's from South Africa, I was able to get her on the phone. Man, she doesn't have a whole lot of time, but she wanted to say hi and just answer any questions. Hey, Mena, you there? Right? And that's it. So now they've already heard her and they go, oh my goodness, Mena, you're actually available. So, but I tell people, get with Steve and Gina. So I got the QR code again for ours, scan that, you can find that there. And then there's a 15-minute video from Steve and Gina. That's the one we're using. We're using Steve and Gina's video and it works. It's fantastic. If you've not seen this video, if you're going well, some people may not relate to them, watch the video. And watch it again, and watch it again, and watch it again. You'll realize real quick how phenomenal that 15-minute video is. Right? So this is all we're doing. So we have the script, we have the information, we have all this stuff, and this stuff is all put on Believers for Life. So what I just played was on our website. So there's really, the last thing I want to share is the three different parts here. So let me go here to this now. Eeny, meeny, miny, oh, come on, open sesame. There we go. So when I go to the three different parts here, all I know is can do that. I'll get to this. So we have, obviously, this is it info. So we always want to share this with people. With this new video and what we're doing with that, they share this as info. So people say, if somebody says, well, this sounds great. Can we talk about it overnight and can you share some information? What am I going to send them? This is it info. Absolutely. So the first thing you send them is this. And then we want to make sure that for our team, we want to make sure that we have, wrong one, boom. This is it team. Sorry, I had this up here earlier. I think I clicked off of it. So this is it team. So, which is where you want to know where to get this. You're not going to share this with people, but for yourself, you want to know as a new brand partner where you can find this information. So you want to basically be able to go here and look at all this information here. So if you said, well, I forgot to get the QR code for Steve and Gina, or I don't know how that QR code thing works. Go to the 10-step system on thisisitteam.com. Go down to where you scroll down and it says opportunity, which is number 6. Click on number 6. And right down here, once again, is the video. And this talks about what the strategy is for the opportunity. But here's Steve and Gina's meeting right here. You basically can click on this video and then basically it's on there. I think they added the
Welcome. We are Steve and Gina Merritt.
So you can take this, get it from YouTube, copy this link.
Gina Merritt. We are so excited.
Copy this link, share it, boom, copy it, and make sure you save this link in your phone. So when you're talking to somebody, you copy it. When you get them on the phone, say, hey, I'm sending you a link to a video right now. It's going to save us both a lot of time. So here, I just sent it to you. Great. Did you see that? Okay, great. You see that? Okay, great. What I want you to do is I want you to watch that video. Right, and it's going to answer, and then when you get done, I'm going to mute my phone. I'm going to stay on the phone so you don't have to hang up. Watch the video, and as soon as you're done, just let me know you're done with it, and then I'll answer some questions for you. Okay? So click play. You got it? Okay, great. Click play. Awesome. I'm going to mute my phone, so as soon as you're done with the video in 15 minutes, we'll answer some questions. Right? So that's the way you want to utilize this. You want to have this saved. So the other part that's in here is that you can find on the YouTube channel as well. But where is the last thing here? And then the last thing I want to share is also where do we find these videos? So under the school platform, SKOOL, I call it the school, the cool kind of school, right? School.com, Believers for Life. That's where we have this information. So right on here in the community page, you can see this, how to explode your business, your LifeWave business. Once again, this is again the video I just played from them that basically John and Teresa gets specifically on this. And it's like, thank you, God, for these amazing leaders. I mean, they've been leaders in this industry for a long time. They switched over here, and now they're at the highest rank in the company. like that. I mean, just phenomenal leaders. So if you can watch the full Saturday training, I'd recommend it. But if you can't, watch this video here, and we're gonna be uploading basically that little 2-minute clip of what they say and how they say that. And so we can basically get that to you as well. So that's gonna be loaded up on here as well. So all this stuff is available. The last thing in here is when I go to, make sure it's under classroom. So once again, you got the 21-day fast start resources. So this is under here. So as soon as you go to 21-day fast start resources, it's right here for the video, the training, what we just showed, that 7-minute video basically that Andy Hosier talked about. You got the 21-day fast track thing here. You want to download this. You want to take this, boom, hit the little download button, take that and print this puppy off, right? Because you want to have this handy, and you're going to put today's date in, or if you're starting tomorrow, put tomorrow's date in there, right? And you want to print these off. So this is all available. Now, if you're not part of the school platform, ask the person who brought you on here. If you're part of David and Amy's team or whoever's team, you want to basically say, hey, David and Amy, how do I do that? And they can get you logged into the school, get it approved, so you can get in here and do that. Otherwise, they can at least send this to you in the meantime. So, but it's by invite only, and obviously accepted by the team itself. And so Ken and Diane are the ones that kind of accept that. So I'm going to stop here because we've got 5 minutes left, and I want to answer some questions. You know, if you're brand new, you may say, wow, that seems like a lot. Really, it's not. If you understand, we got a 21-day portion that we want to help you make as much as you want. We can help you make $1,000 in the next 21 days. You can make $3,000, $4,000 next 21 days. Whatever it is, you choose what you want to do. We want to help you put names to the top and start filling the names in here and help you doing that by utilizing the 3-way video. That is such a phenomenal tool, and it works. It flat out works. So again, we have other people we had a few people we did this for that literally the person wasn't interested. Great. Within 15, 20 minutes, we knew they weren't interested, but they saw the presentation. They can't say that it's not like we just talked to them a little bit about what stem cells are. No, that they saw full presentation. So again, is it going to work 100% of the time? No, 95% of the time. That's not a bad number. Even if you did 70% of the time or 75, but I'm shooting for 95. So any questions? Because I want to open this up because obviously I want to let people go because we had a training or a call or a Zoom at 8 o'clock for This Is a Team. So what comments, questions do people have that I can answer for you? As you can tell, I'm a little fired up. And David, by the way, thank you for sharing. Anyone else that want to share, or anyone else has some comments?
Greg, this is more of a comment than it is a question.
Sure.
But early on, when Amy and I first started, we went from A to Z in our phone, in our phones. We literally took the names out of our phone, put them on paper, and began to track the responses. You know, we left a message, talked to, we sent them, this is it. So we developed we use a system that's in place. But the biggest thing I think that we had going for us was that we didn't judge. We allowed that person on the other end of the phone call to decide whether they wanted to move forward, learn more. We did not decide for them. But literally, I think it was also said earlier, we hadn't talked to these people in 20 years. We were calling them out of the blue, but we kept it really brief. So I just want to kind of pass that along to folks that are on this call. Take the names, phone numbers out of your phone and literally write them down.
Yep. 100%. 100%. In fact, I was looking for it. I got a file folder full of my names list right here. So it's like, again, and I've got a hot list and I've got other things. So I've got the different names in here. And so we use, this sheet right here. Once again, I'm putting the people in here. So again, I've got specific ones for BNI that I've got certain ones for the workout group that I'm part of, different ones for different things. So again, but I've got a hot list, and I was looking for it because I've got it here somewhere. Literally people that I'm calling like right now to get them started. So Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, Greg. If nobody else has got something to share, I can share some.
Please do.
All right. So just so we had that one call where we went through and did it just like the video said. Now we got her on the phone and sent her. Yep, she's got it. She played it. Menno was able to jump on the phone, and we found out within 30 minutes of being on the phone with this lady that she wasn't interested.
Yep.
It was amazing. So, I mean, whether it's a yes or it's a no, we find out quick because then we can just move on.
Yep. And then you get another one signed up for 9 o'clock tonight, right? So you got another one set up for a young couple tonight. We're doing that. So these are different things that he's like, great. Okay, very nice, fantastic. Something changed, let us know. And that's really what it is, but it's utilizing that system. Again, because to me, I want to make sure they're well informed. If they watch the video, they're well informed what this is. They can't deny that we didn't at least share with them what this is, right? And so, and that's it. So utilize this. Once again, it's like I said, it's in the air of the quiver. Whatever you're doing, if it's working, keep doing that. But imagine incorporating this in with your new people, helping them out, doing the same thing, leveraging you, leveraging the team, leveraging us. And we do a three-way text. So Rob's got a setup. He's got you normally Ken's on there too, but Ken and Diana are in Ireland, so he's just got me and Mena say, hey, I got a meeting tonight at 9 o'clock. Are either of you available to jump on? And so Mena said, yeah, Greg will. So, I love how she told me. Anyway, no, but I said, of course I'm available. So, but again, it's amazing because to me, it's like we want to talk to people, and we're just having great conversations with people, and we're just sharing how this has changed our lives and how it can help them. And like, hey, let's get you started. Once again, how do you see yourself getting started? Right today. So, and that's it. So besides that, we're done. One thing we always do is always finish with prayer. So again, if you got to jump, please jump. But I'm going to finish with a quick prayer. We're going to pray for a huge blessing over you guys this week. How many people want to get a bunch of double points this week? How many people want to go on the cruise? Rob's got his feet up in the air too. Yes. He's got it's like everything. So again, so we're going to pray real quick for a blessing, and that God's going to open doors in huge ways because that's what he does. So Father God, in the name of Jesus, we come before you, Lord. We praise you, Lord. We thank you, Father. You are the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. We thank you, Lord, that you are El Shaddai. You're God of more than enough, but you said also if we ask, that we will receive. So today I'm asking for everybody on the whole team that we have. I'm saying for even everybody on the whole This Is It team. I'm saying for everybody even on LifeWave in general, Lord God, that all of them are going to have a blessed, supernatural week, divine appointments, divine connections, supernatural favor from you, Lord God. Because we know one favor from you is with 1,000 days labor. So we're asking for favor with you and favor with man tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we're going to have so many people that have actually said, I qualify for the cruise because you can do all things, Father. So we praise you. We thank you. You know the desires of all of our hearts. And we want to fill that cruise ship and get as many people as possible and change lives around the world. So lead people to us where we can be a blessing to them through you, and burden our hearts with who you want us to reach out to, and burden the hearts of people we've been reaching out to have them call us. Burden their hearts to call us even tonight, even tomorrow. Say, I can't get you off my mind. I just had to give you a call. And we thank you, Lord. You're working on our behalf and you're blessing everyone. So we praise you. We thank you for all these blessings. And I thank you for basically surrounding us like a ball of fire, protecting us, protecting everything we have. Bless all of our businesses. Bless our families and every relationship we have. We thank you for this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Greg.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Amen. Love you guys. Go out there, change the world. Once again, 8 o'clock. We got a meeting going on right now. I know it's Columbus Day. So that was at 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue. But get people on the meeting tonight. Even call people and say, hey, you got to check this out. And let's set up some meetings. And like I said, Rob will be talking to you at 9 o'clock, man.